Hi guys, I'm Kim Jonghyun, sophomore from class A1. Today the thesis I'm going to introduce is about the current limitations and future direction of virtual currency, which focuses on Bitcoin. To start with, I would like to introduce from the introduction. Before moving on to the main point of the fourth industrial revolution, I would like to mention about the previous revolutions first. In the first revolutions, the keywords can such as be manual labor, steam engine, mechanization, and manufacturing. And then in the second revolution, it starts with urbanization, petroleum, steel industry, and mass production. And last will be the third industrial revolutions, which the keywords are electronics, computer, semiconductor, and internet. And all of these combinations of these revolutions has resulted in this, the current of the fourth industrial revolutions. The keywords are artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, nuclear power, and then the big data. The fourth industrial revolutions has started to integrate the boundaries of artificial and cyber area, making the term of an imaginary world. People might have not noticed, but an imaginary world has also now smeared into our daily lives. The examples can such as be Samsung Pay, KakaoTalk Pay, Naver Pay, Facebook Credit, Naver Cash, and Corbett Pay. And among these virtual currencies, Bitcoin has an overwhelming statistics of its usage. It holds about 80.7% and then $95.34 million. So Bitcoin stands as a core of the virtual currencies. And then it moves on to the advantages of Bitcoin. First, the advantages can be Bitcoin is tax-free. Every year, migrants from developing countries transfer more than $500 billion in their remittance cost. This is a cost that exceeds the foreign direct investment. Also, the average fee taken by the international remittance cost is about 10%. With these trends showing up, the topic of reducing the remittance cost has now stood up in one of the most critical issues. However, Bitcoin is determined by a voluntary fee payment policy of the remitter. So with this, the problem of paying remittance costs does not matter at all from the beginning. And second, the second advantage can be that Bitcoin has no third party. A third party is defined in the thesis as someone or something that may be indirectly involved but is not a principal party in an arrangement. In this part, we can compare the original banking system and then the Bitcoin. In the original banking system, we have to establish a bank book in our bank and then apply an application for the internet banking. However, with Bitcoin, all we have to do is select an address from the Bitcoin wallet known as Byte Wallet and then just send it. So these are the advantages of Bitcoin. And next will be the disadvantages of Bitcoin. The first disadvantages is that Bitcoin has a serious price fluctuation. Bitcoin has a limited amount of its reserves and therefore it forms a feature of scarcity. Also, Bitcoin's value is keeping the sustainability under the protection of a blockchain technology, just like the value of a gold. And lastly, news about security breaches make investors and consumers react in this price fluctuation. And second will be the loss and hacking. I decided to focus on the recent 4 collapses in Bitcoin. The first collapse in March, and there has been a collapse in about $233 to $67. And then it follows as a second collapse, and then the Mt. Gox, and then a recent crash in 2017. And lastly, the third disadvantage of Bitcoin is that there has been a crime occurrences with the anonymity of Bitcoin. There are 2 cases. First is the case of a Turkish crime family. A Turkish crime family is a name of a hacking group, and they have threatened people for more than 50 million Bitcoin through an SNS. And second is the ransomware. The criminals have required more than $300 billion in exchange for collecting about the encrypted files and raising the order to $600 million if they did not give in 3 days. So these can be the disadvantages of Bitcoin. And finally, to wrap up my presentation, I would like to mention about the future direction of virtual currencies. The current currencies have virtual relationship between the central and the users, so it forms the features of the centralization of power. So, a virtual currency holds one of the most skyrocketing possibility of this future development prospects in this fourth industrial revolution. So, among them, Bitcoin's love toward people all around the globe increases due to these numerous advantages. However, despite of all the significant fact that Bitcoin is widely known, it couldn't follow the versatility of the original currencies. So, we have to consider all of these facts, and deliberate examinations and choices are essential. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Thank you.